Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Talking While Black podcast. We're here for another week, giving you some more good and great content, man. I'm here with my co-host, John Norris.
It's funny now because we got a totally different order now, and I usually am fighting myself on am I going to do the Kawhi or am I going to say something different? So I wasn't ready now, but what's up, y'all? Long story short.
We got Chuck.
Good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you at. Hey, the blimp outside, we lit. It's going down.
It's a nice day. It's
the
a very
blimp.
nice day.
Midsummer.
Last but not least, we got Joe Thomas.
Yo, what's good?
Man, how was you guys' week?
Friday kicked my ass for some strange reason. Friday wasn't Friday.
Yeah.
Friday was Monday.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we here.
The world all upside down.
Friday was kind of busy, and if I was to be honest, I took half an edible last night, and I was out.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I know. I talked to my sister like, no, I want to stay up and enjoy this high, but I end up
Out like a light.
10 minutes later, like,
Slumber. That nigga gone.
and then I got a call, and I feel like I was kept asking the same questions to this person, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna lay down. Okay, I couldn't
High
do
as
it.
fuck.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like, cause I think it was 100 milligrams, but I split it in half, so it was 1.5.
Yeah.
And it was still like, bro.
So when you split it in half, you know it's still 100 milligrams. It's just up to 4.
It is. So why they tell people don't take like?
I mean, at the end of it all, it's like there's what? Let's just say brownie. There's 100 milligrams. You take half of it. Still taking 100 milligrams. It's just-
Right, it ain't the cut. You just cut it in
Right,
half.
yeah.
So we just been getting the wrong. No, but I remember one time the first.
It's not like
time,
a pill. It's like
it ain't
a
you
pill.
getting 50.
I
It ain't
know.
like you getting 50. 'cause
I thought you
breaking
still
it
get
in
less
half.
than 100. Because,
I mean, you getting less because you're not eating the whole thing, but
but
it
it's
ain't
still
like,
pretty close.
But
to
the whole
100.
the concentration of the whole thing is 100 milligrams.
Because I
It's the
remember
end of the
like,
day.
all
I
right,
think
yeah.
you're looking at the cut differently. I think they
Yeah.
cut it different.
It's 100 milligrams.
Right.
yeah, man. I don't know. I just remember when I took this gummy bear, one of the first edibles I
I
took.
remember you telling me
It was
about
like
this.
probably been 2 inches, pause, or whatever, and then they was like, just eat the head, pause,
Pause.
or whatever, don't eat the whole body.
But you was
And
still eating the
I ate
honey.
the whole head, and I was just like,
This sounds like something we about to talk about later.
nah,
That shouldn't be happening still. But
Yeah. But but the next time I just did the head pause, I was hard.
At the end of the day, the disclaimer
He was still
posted.
slumped after
That's
just the
why-
head.
I was still toasting
That's
though.
why they mentioned what they mentioned, because it's a safe disclosure of the disclaimer.
Yeah.
he was still slumped after the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Just the head.
yeah, man. Kush coma. But moving on.
Don't get sued.
But moving on.
KK.
Well, let's get started. We got a lot of topics to get through, and not enough time. So lately, it seems like social media been turning on Little Baby, like with his last single.
His couple of his last.
Yeah, I was
songs,
about to
guess.
say, I don't think it's been nothing like it's just happened. Like, I think with his last album, people started saying that, like, Lil Baby.
He just trying to remake On Me and Woe again.
And for real, I was hearing that vaguely when him and Dirk dropped that collab album. Like, most of the beats sound the same. Me personally, Lil Baby one of my favorite artists, but hold on, I'm gonna say my opinion because it would be a segue. But I mean, I don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he's an amazing artist, but I don't disagree.
He probably just a little slump right now. Maybe if he's the artist that he is, he'll find his way to get out of it.
Yeah.
He doing too many parties.
Yeah, too many parties.
Too many parties. Too many suspect photos.
Bruh.
I mean, that has nothing to do with the music, but I mean,
Hanging out
he
with
getting that
James
celebrity
Harden,
now. He's getting a bunch. Is there a correlation there?
What?
Because neither one of their careers have been the same since they start hanging out at the club all the time. Maybe y'all need to stop hanging out at the club. James, you need to get in the gym. Baby, get in the studio.
Yeah.
Basketball, no heart and shame.
The one thing I can say is we can't blame the beats. I understand picking the beats, okay, but we can't blame the beats on him.
Yeah.
If this stuff sounding the same, we got to look at it as, is that a problem with hip hop in general? Like the producers that's actually getting out there, like, are we not switching it up? Is everything starting to sound the same? Is everything too repetitive?
Or maybe it's
because this goes back to what we talked about the last time. Mm-hmm. There has been no number one song or nothing. You know, like we in a drought when it comes to rap music like that. Like, is it because there's not enough creativity?
Not enough creativity, no substance anymore.
Right.
And it's like it was at first. It was about the motherfucking beat. The beat draw you in.
No, it used to be about bars.
Yeah.
Then it became about the beat.
Substance.
But now we're to the point where it's.
It needs to be melodic. I don't know.
I think this is a good segue into the next topic. Like, at one point, these, I don't want to call them popcorn artists, but there was a moment where, like, artists was coming out with just straight out bangers, bangers, but eventually, you know, not eventually, but their style never really evolved or developed.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're at this point right now.
Truly, because just look at, like, songs like Pound Town and stuff like that. Just like,
That's just stupid.
It just.
But it's sad.
The stuff it makes hot, but, like, when these people come out and do shows.
My baby need a new peppy.
You hear my voice? You like this song or whatever? You see?
Just wait till you see it. I ain't gonna lie, that shit hot. But Pound Town in particular sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I love me some ratchet shit.
No, her song that she had was Suki Down by the River. That was actually pretty cool too. Like, but
y'all seen that Suki Hana video?
Which one, bro?
When she was squirting.
No, I didn't want to see. I heard about it. I heard
Whoa.
the shit was yellow.
Whoa. Whoa. Let's put a disclaimer. Let's put a disclaimer in front of that sentence first.
Yo, but Sukiana,
if you have kids in the car, you might want to.
She funny as fuck. I just want to see that Sukiana fuck with her. She funny as fuck, and she raps better than Sexy Red.
She nasty though.
You know, she yeah, bro. You know how that song.
Lord.
Yeah. We all know the song we talking about.
Right.
I hit the switch. And I'm like, bro,
right. It's a whole different flip the switch. What you talking about?
Yo, but
yeah, like
it's coming out that like Little Baby's actually in Dirt is actually having trouble selling seats in arena tours. Like they canceling shows, and that's crazy. Like because like the only artists newer artists can sell out arenas now.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to talk about. So yeah, we talk about these artists. So like, let's go back 2018, 2019. Like these artists, like I think Baby was out. Lil Baby was out 2000, right around 2017, 18, where he really started getting a little buzz, but because he was campaigning to be on the 2018 XXL
but
cover.
Even though the 2016 class too, you know, with 21, Kodak, you know.
Oh yeah! Wow. Yeah.
So was it really?
You going even further back?
For so the people that you're naming, is it really quality of music, or was it really circumstances? 21 had that little situation in London.
No, 21 is definitely the standout in that group. But
what's
the other? Just 2016 is what you're saying. So I'm going to look up these other
21
people.
went through his own little hardships. Kodak was going through what he was going through. Is that the reason why maybe the music isn't as popping?
I just feel like everybody's just trying to like do TikTok songs just for that second, like you said, popcorn music instead of just thinking of longevity. And I feel like kind of like J. Cole predicted this stuff with was it 1985?
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like these artists just not having longevity like they used to. You know, I mean some are trying to, like, you know, the JIDs and stuff like that, but you know they still like.
I mean, but to be completely honest, those things happen with Drake. With Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick as well. Like when J. Cole first entered the scene, like if you appreciated bars and actual rap.
Well, he still had the #1 album though.
I'm talking about before the album. I'm talking about when he was going through his mixtape days. Like you appreciate his music, but the populace.
He was under the radar.
Right, he was under the radar. The populace was that. And I feel like Jid is going through that.
You're right, because I ain't hearing about J. Cole till Friday Night Lights.
You feel me?
But I feel like back in the day, and I understand back in the day we talking about what J. Cole was making his rise in 2000 and what 10-ish.
11-ish.
11-ish.
That's when the
I know
album
that
dropped.
sounds crazy to say back in the day, but
No, that's what
that was a badge of honor to grind that circuit though. Like that
Yeah.
was, like
you
that was the thing.
You did that
Like
college
you
circuit.
came up from basically you paid your dues
So I'm thinking the college circuit
or whatever. But now is that an issue though? Because now an artist can say on July 22nd, 2023, they can say, you know what? I got a mic, I got a laptop. About to make a couple of songs. You know what I'm saying? Got somebody that make a beat. No, but I'm going somewhere with this. But and they can make a beat, it can be catchy. It can catch on. Boom. Now I ain't did none of the underground work. I've done none of that. But people know me. Now Ice Spice, for example. Now I gotta put out all this music and you're still finding yourself, still finding your footing. Is that a problem? Is that one of the reasons why
I
a lot of these artists have failed because they didn't get the time to really develop their self or as an artist or anything like that? Or is it just because they just get into it and like, okay, I just gotta make a couple hits to make this money? Like, is the passion there? Like, J. Cole was different to me. Like, you can't really... Because he had a passion for that.
I feel like there's so many lanes when it comes to music.
Because people do have shorter attention spans now.
And to be fair, Ice Spice is probably set for life now.
I get that, but
as far as like, but her being like, you're looking at it from this.
I have a good question. Will Ice Spice be relevant in 5 years?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But let's not act like this hasn't happened in music.
Oh, yeah, it's been happening.
Gold all in my chain.
Yeah.
Go. What's my other girl? What's my other dude? One. Here comes the two to the three. Like
Jaquan. Yeah.
For me,
don't play cheeky.
I wouldn't personally want to go that route. But looking at it from their perspective, I just wanted to get on TikTok and see if I could get my views up. And next thing you know, I get popping and I start getting paid for this. And I love how you had the narrative. It wasn't like we're like as this was wrong with hip hop.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily hating on them at all.
I don't think that's a bad thing. Like,
I'm not hating on them at all.
If you can just make it come up like that, more power to you.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate for the people that actually take this thing serious.
That's what the difference, like
it's
the artistry of it.
That like take it serious.
People who like the artistry and stuff.
Yeah, the artistry of it is that the reason why this music?
But I wouldn't blow down on them or
because that's what I say with Sexy Red. Like I'm not.
She not going around saying she the best rapper out here.
I'm not mad at her because she getting her bag, but I'm just mad at us for what we make hot.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I'm saying. Is it?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it got a lot to do with us.
She getting her bag though. So
it got to do with us, but
it really don't because it all depends on how I get pushed.
Yeah, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, there's 4 or 5 companies that own everything, and they pushing what they want to push. They pushing to each community. They push what they want. Yeah,
I'm not gonna put it all on the company because that catchy shit just move shit.
It definitely deal with personality.
True, unless but at the end of the day,
star power. Because I feel like Beyonce. I feel like she's like probably super super shy. Because she don't even put captions on her stuff, but she just so talented and stuff.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, when it comes to it though, we got an artist like we want to talk about in a minute. You got Nas out there. Nas ain't never did nothing for the fame or none of that. People can talk about what they want to say irrelevant, bruh. He'd have 5 hit albums in
3 years.
3 years.
I feel like this
is
the most relevant Nas been.
But he's
I don't even think
he's still doing this. But he's never compromised.
I look at that is like,
and it still sells.
Let's remember the numbers.
I feel like his prime is now. He's doing LeBron in that shit.
There are billions of people on this earth. Billions.
Right.
You telling me a large million amount of people ain't listening to Nas?
Right.
Like everybody got their own lane.
Yeah.
Everybody got their own lane, but that's just the artistry has not died. Is what I want to put out there. Like hip hop is not done.
And like you
it's
said,
just what get pushed. That don't look at it as it's finished for the real. I ain't gonna say real artists out there.
Like you said,
because I don't want to shade nobody.
I mean, you can say real artists, and I feel like if you got your stardom off TikTok, you wouldn't be offended by that comment.
Oh, there's been a few artists that were big in the last couple of years that said I didn't even want to be a rapper.
Right.
Basically, like I don't have the same, but that started some years ago. But
what's next up?
So G Herbo got 5 years for was it wire fraud or
Wire
things
fraud.
of that nature? But he ended up actually
All
it's supposed
the
to be
above.
20 years, but
All
he
the
took a
above.
plea deal.
I'm gonna be honest
The
with
rap
you.
community. I'm talking about the actual people that's actually out here rapping. I need them to keep that same energy like they did with
Uncle
Gunna,
Boosie.
like they did.
Where you
with
at?
Tekashi. Like this man is saying, this man is out there. The information is out there that he is giving you information for less use.
Yeah, definitely he's out here snitching, but I don't think it's
Boozy
going to
Boo.
get too much because I mean, who did he snitch on? Was these dudes in like heavily related in gang activity? I don't think so.
Yet to be determined.
I feel like he probably snitched on
but see,
some cases.
this is my problem. Snitching in the black community.
It
This
depends who
this
you
is my
snitch on.
problem.
Talk
This
to
is my
him.
problem
Yeah.
Talk to
with
him.
snitching in the black community. How do we get to pick and choose who we are going to say is a snitch and who you're going to support?
Right.
First off, the real problem is more than half of these people ain't even grew. More than half of these people haven't even grown up in these situations to even be committed crimes or anything like that.
They civilians and
Yeah,
taxpayers.
right, we're basically civilians. As I'm pretty much, I don't do no crime or nothing like that. But my whole thing is, if I was to do crime, and I do a crime with you, I can't get mad because I got caught and then tell on you. On the flip side of it, we need to stop glorifying said crimes, regardless
Yeah,
on
because
who telling, who doing it. Like, stop glorifying the crime and then want to get mad when somebody find their way out. This has happened in every culture, bro. All the monsters turn fed, bruh. But at the end of the day, we need to elevate and figure out how to not even have to do this stuff. I understand everybody coming from the trenches. Everybody, we are set up to be less fortunate. But we
Everybody
can't
has a
always
sob
make an
story.
excuse. But at the end of the day, like, we gotta have the same energy too, though.
yeah,
We can't sit here and say, okay, well, G Herbo is one of my favorite artists. No, G Herbo did something that affected innocent people.
yeah.
When I can't go to the store, when I can't go to Taco Bell, I can't go to Walmart and scan my card because somebody probably might have put a skimmer on this, or somebody is, walking past me and can get my hard-earned money because they can scan my card. That's not right. So at the end of the day, no matter how much I like G Herbo music, at the end of the day, he was wrong in what they were doing. When he was committing wire fraud and you're stealing from other people, regardless of who it is, it's wrong.
All day.
So at the end of the day, when he turned fed, as they call it, and tell on his other people, we got to have the same energy with the criminals, period. It doesn't matter who the artist is, what they're doing. We got to look at the crime.
And like you almost stated, like with the community, your harbor is like, I guess you want to say the safe zone for criminals. Like if you're not going to say anything, like other taxpayers and civilians just don't want to tell. But like these people are doing detriment to your community, making things even worse. It's just like we've labeled that as snitching then too, like he's still snitching, or like in that community or hood. Because that's why all these
It's a
things
slave
still
mentality.
all these things still going around in like Chicago and stuff like that.
It just
So,
sounds
people
like-
know what's going on, but they're not gonna say anything. But at the same time, they probably scared for their families and stuff too.
Yeah, but again, it's a slave mentality because it's like I'd rather keep us down here for the sake of momentary pleasures,
Right.
or a quick fix. It's unfortunate, but what we got.
And I understand we gonna move on, but I understand that at the end of the day, life is survival of the fittest. I get that. But at the end of the day, us as a community, bro, we have to realize we was strong at one point.
We gotta rise.
We had a bunch of stuff going on, bruh. Like, at the end of the day, we got to realize we all we got. So, at the end of the day, man, we got to stop stealing from each other and then calling somebody a snitch. No, bruh. We got to do what we supposed to do. I'm working hard. I help you. you know what I'm saying, get what you gotta get. Don't take mine from me, but you know what I'm saying, we gotta, you know, we can't fall into the same thing that everybody else falls into because we are set up to fail.
You're
so
right.
we gotta help each other. We gotta build ourselves up because ain't nobody else helping us do it. And at the end of the day, we just go keep these cycles going, or we go break these cycles and we go get up out of this. You know what I'm saying? What we in.
And I hate to reference my dude. I mean, because I've been doing it for the last few weeks, but I feel like he got a quote for everything now. But my homie Kratos, we must do better. We got to do better to break
Facts.
the cycles. Like,
Facts.
For real. But moving on though, recently it was Drake and Bobby Altoff. Sorry, don't say her last name right. She's Altoff. Her they did an interview, and I must say Bobby. I don't know where she popped up from. She might be an industry planner or something too, but she funny doing these interviews and stuff like that because she has such a deadpan humor, whatever. But it was a pretty entertaining interview. I haven't seen all of it, but I saw like clips in like most of the like funniest parts. And,
Yeah, that people bringing out. Yeah,
I think it just brings a different dynamic when she just interviews like these rappers and things of that nature. It's just funny, or you see, or like you see her bounce off like other comedians like Funny Marco and stuff like that. Like that was kind of.
I have to see that one. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, because she said I don't know because she's a white woman, but she acts like she's like don't know anything about the culture, white woman or stuff like that. So something came up with her and Funny Marco. Like, I guess she said Tupac's her favorite rapper or whatever. And Funny Marco's like, oh, so you going to? She said something about she's going to the Tupac show.
Whoa.
R.I.P. to you, bro.
You ain't got a lot to kick it, baby.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to you, but that's hilarious.
that's
I'm
just
sorry.
a joke.
That is funny.
Yeah.
That's just it. Oh, so you going to this Tupac show later? Like, yeah.
She also told
Or
Drake
she went to a show. She also told Drake
that she doesn't know
who Lil Wayne is.
or who he is, or who.
Man, a lot of that shit, the little shit that I did see, it was hilarious.
Bruh, it's funny, dude. And what made it funnier is Drake. And like Jared was saying,
Drake gonna match
he
it.
plays it to
The light skin.
he literally plays it to the light skin stereotypes.
All
Like
the check box.
it was hilarious. Like I'm like, why are they having an interview in the bed? The man has cameras in the back. He's drinking a drink.
He's drinking a passion fruit something with tequila, but it's
An enormous drink.
glass,
A fruity drink.
fruity drink.
Bro, it was hilarious, bro. And like it was funny when she would stump him. Like he didn't know what to say. And then she would do the same to him. Like one of the funniest parts to me was about their names, bro. At the very beginning was like,
He's like,
she goes, she's like, I'm here with. He's like Drake, and she's like, that's not your name. He's like, that is my legal middle name. And she's like, your name's Aubrey. And he's like, your name's Bobby. She's like, it's with an I. And like that story about how her dad named her was like had me dying.
Yeah.
That had me dying. Like her dad named her after a hot cheerleader while he was married to her mom, who you got pregnant, bro.
And Drake egged that shit.
Bro, that was hilarious. And he's like, have you seen her? He's like, yeah, I seen the yearbook photo of her. He's like, what year is this? 1954? Like Bobby was a cool name, and then she's like, the other one was Larry. Like what? He's like, just throw an eye on it. It makes it feminine, huh?
The one about the kid was funny too. Saying she missed it.
Oh, that was great.
For her first birthday.
Yeah, mother of the year.
And she was like, "Where your son at?"
It's not
This
his
year,
birthday.
man.
He's not
He's
here.
Like,
safe.
he's somewhere safe, but it's
When
not.
is his birthday? It's not
And he
today.
handled that perfectly. He handled that perfectly, but oh my god, she should have hit him with the "Are you hiding him
What is it
again?"
though?
If she would have said, "Are you hiding him again?" That would have been. Oh my
You
god,
hiding him for the world?
I would have lost it.
Because that's what some people saying. Like she almost said it, but I would have went harder. Like, so you hiding him.
But the great thing about it is, like Jared said, the deadpan humor. Like she does not change whatsoever.
Yeah.
The only other reaction she had was when he told her she was hot, and she like act like he creeped her out, and she like kind of edged to the other side of the bed. It was hilarious.
Yeah, she
Or
stayed in character.
the part where he was like, here, you want to try it, the drink?
Yeah.
And she's like, what part did you drink on? He's like, I don't know, look for my lip marks, which is like funny and pause worthy. Yeah. And then she like drinks it. He's like, I lied. He's like, you drunk from the same side anyway. I fooled you. I was dying laughing like. But the one thing I'm gonna pull from this is the ridiculous level that this man, bruh, he's in a stadium.
In a bed.
And I know Kanye done this, whatever. But from what the pictures we saw, Kanye was sleeping on the cot or a pallet, like you used to make at grandma's house, right? But this man, they literally took a locker room and made this dude a bedroom.
Because he drank, man.
What? A king size bed and everything. It's been set up. The walls are. I don't know, but she tried to get him to say it. It was funny.
You weren't about to say none of that.
How much money you really got, Drake?
Right.
He's like, enough. He's like a significant amount. She's like how much? He's like, I can't say that. Bro, and then she's like, enough that you can buy me a Lamborghini right now and it wouldn't hurt you. He's like, yeah.
Do you see how much he be betting on like these sports?
It's ridiculous, yeah.
These sports games and stuff. He just got money to blow, like
$1 million. He told her he'd buy her a Lamborghini right then. Yeah. Then he said he could just have money, just sit there, whatever. You say the name, you say the number, and I'll go get it. Yeah, man. Like what?
Yeah, this is Drake.
It's hilarious though.
Yeah, man. He got money and he's full. He's checking off all the light skin stereotype check boxes, but he might need it. Moving on though, the Cavs Summer League.
Shout out to you, Sam Merrill, and you, Imani Bates, and you, Isaiah Mobley.
They got rings.
You, Isaiah Mobley.
They have a lowercase trophy.
They got rings. That's funny. There's some dude,
the tournament trophy. The tournament trophy is going to be more relevant than the summer league trophy.
That's true.
Oh, I forgot about the tournament. That is weird to me.
We in what, Philly and who else?
That's super weird to me.
Let's find out.
How does that work?
But you want to talk about the summer league real quick?
Yeah.
Shout out to the Cavs winning the Summer League championship. They went undefeated. Shout out to Imani Bates, as John said, Sam Merrill and Isaiah Mobley, even Luke Travers and CBJ.
Imani Bates is a bucket.
Yeah, that was a good pickup.
Sam Merrill is most definitely a bucket from that 3-point line. That is ridiculous. Yeah. And I don't understand. I like him, but I don't understand the Luke Travers thing. Like, people are really like in Luke Travers. Yeah, is being hyped up. He's like, to me, he's like Andy Varejao. Like, he's good, but he's not. We doing the thing that we do in Cleveland. Like, like we post people up there that's not, the greatest. Like, we put people way up there that on other teams they'll probably be like a 10th man.
But it seems like we have some promising developments with Cleveland. So the thing is, like, who's going to make these roster spots, or like what should they do?
That is a good sign.
I don't think we have a development issue. That's that we developed quite a few. But who you see like playing NBA games? Who's getting minutes?
What you're saying, basically, we have from what it looks like, it is Summer League. Mm-hmm. I know Joe go attack it because it is Summer League.
Yeah, Okoro got 19.9.
It's glorified. It's glorified AAU, but
absolutely.
I think what you're trying to say is we have a good depth issue. Mm-hmm. Is what you're trying to put out there. Basically, like, who do we want to sit into the G League and who can we pull up? And that's a good thing to have, but we have to preface it with these dudes showed out in Summer League.
Yeah, that's true. I do think we addressed our biggest issue, which was shooting.
We did.
Mm-hmm. Granted, I would like some more name brand players.
Of course. Who would?
I'm just saying that draws ticket sales. Ticket sales that draws more TV games. But we did address it, and we overpaid some people. We overpaid Struz.
But to be fair, like, our tenant has been straight, like, for real.
Yeah, but I'm okay with overpaying him. Mm-hmm. Like, we're fixing. We got Niang. Mm-hmm. I just knew Chetty was better than what I thought he was, so I'm actually okay with the Niang pickup. Mm-hmm. I think we're in a great place. We could be anywhere from 3 to
Real fast, though, that was funny. You thought Cedi was like 14 points.
I just knew he was okay. Like I just knew.
The saddest part to me is the only thing I remember from the thing that's when I think of Cedi Osman is when they knocked the green snot out of him. I hate that because I like Cedi as a person. He seems super cool, but that's like the last memory of last year when he got knocked to the ground. They're like, is he an alien? Because he was like spitting out yellow, blue, green, whatever the hell it was. But yeah, he's definitely one of those people that we kind of prop up. Because
that's what I say. We like a lot of Cleveland fans seem like we like homegrown people. And that's what it seems like. Not saying us in particular, but like Cleveland itself.
In general, yes.
Cleveland sports fans.
I feel like the diehard Cleveland sports fans approach Cleveland with this false sense of validity. Because it's like you're saying like we like homegrown people. Anthony Bennett was homegrown.
Yeah.
He was a bust.
I think it comes from the Indians and Guardians because they have like a good farm system, supposedly.
I think it's
we're hit or like for real. We're hit or miss.
Yeah.
We've drafted LeBron, we've drafted Kyrie, but we've also drafted high Deion Waiters and Anthony Bennett. You feel me? But we've also
Deion Waiters thing hurts me so much.
We've also drafted
that
a player like
so
Darius Garland, but we've also drafted a person like Evan Mobley. Like we're all over the place. We've drafted the highest of highs, we've drafted the lows of lows, and everywhere in between. We're just okay.
Or we drafted Myles Garrett and we drafted Baker Mayfield.
The Browns, it's been bust, but like did we draft Jim Brown?
No.
I don't know, but that was back in the day.
I know that's back in the day, but
I wouldn't say Browns. I wouldn't
say Bernie Kosar and stuff.
We found him in the supplemental draft. That was
good. I wouldn't say the Browns just
Yeah.
because of people like Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
You feel me? As far as
I'm saying
like we just do
it
stupid
stems from
shit.
that tradition from like probably the 50s and stuff.
But
I just feel like we're average when it comes to drafting. We could draft really high. We could draft really low.
Yeah, I get you.
We could draft an okay player. We could draft an all-star player. We could draft a six-man player. Like, we just
yeah, but I just think the thing is in Cleveland is we latch on to people that it's the meme or the saying that they get us. Because we are always feel like we're getting disrespected. People that come in here, people that come here are homegrown or whatever, or
nothing is given.
I've seen some athletes that come in knowing that I gotta placate to the city.
Yeah.
Type stuff.
Mitchell.
You know what I'm saying? So when they placate to us,
he might not stay.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Right.
And I knew he would like to hear because he was in Salt Lake City at first. He even said the All-Star game, like Shaq said, he never ate at a restaurant outside. He just kept doing room service.
Yeah. It's
Salt Lake City?
Yes.
Damn.
But shout out to
shout
out to the G League.
So this is like a very big step up.
Shout out to this NBA tournament that's coming up.
Shout out and also
October.
Just real quick, can you explain that real quick? Because I was kind of confused.
Absolutely, I'm about to go to it right now. So long story short,
it's like in December. Right?
Let me go.
I think it's October. Is it? It's mid-season, ain't it?
Hold on. I'm looking at the groupings. This happens in November. End of November. It starts in November. Top of November to the bottom of November. Long story short, every NBA team is grouped in a little mini sub-conference. Yeah. Five teams per group. You play everybody once. 2 home games, 2 away games. The top person in that group goes to this makeshift playoffs. Winner gets money. In fact, that's it. Money.
Yeah, in a trophy.
So
there's no trophy? I thought they had a trophy. Yeah.
There's a finals MVP. There's a trophy, but the thing is, money. It ain't like you get a better position in the draft and you just get money. So in our group, the Cavaliers, since we're keeping it on Cavs, we're in the same group as Philly, Hawks, Pacers, Pistons. I lucky feel like we're in a great place.
Yeah.
We're us and Philly are going at it.
Yeah.
Because the Hawks, we dubbing the Hawks, we dubbing the Pacers, we dubbing the Pistons. And I feel like Philly in the same place, and we can dub each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fucking around.
Depending on what James Harden
Fucking
does.
around being a wild card. Either we're being the playoffs and they're being a wild card, or vice versa. But I'm excited. I know
it's different.
I appreciate what's his name. What's the new president of basketball? Adam Silver. I love the fact that he made it a part of the 82-game season. These aren't necessarily extra games.
Yeah, and the stats carry over. Yeah,
you're just putting some ribbons around the NBA. I mean, the regular season. Like,
for attendance.
We're not adding anything. We're not taking away from anything. But let's just make this make a little bit better.
The regular season kind of count more.
The Raiders were down a little bit this season, weren't they?
And the Raiders are always down when LeBron James ain't in the finals.
Yeah. But no, just across the season. I don't know. It was something like that.
I think it's because it has been a fad over the last few years that, people resting and stuff like that. Because they don't take the regular season as important as, what I'm saying?
Some teams' ratings be really good, like ours. Like our attendance and ratings would always been up since last year with Darius Garland.
Because it's Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says. It's the most loyal sports city, Somehow the Bengals got put up there higher than us, which is just ridiculous. Which is just so wrong. Like, how are they the most loyal, bro? Do you all not know the history of what the Browns been saying fans have to go through?
I'm excited for this Detroit NBA season. I really hope Portland do right by Dame. Like, for me, just speaking personally, I understand it's a new management. The higher-ups are different. And yes, you paid him millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. So there's not really a sense of like, you did me right, I need to, but whatever. But it's like, the organization failed to put a championship team around him.
Yeah.
And it was always, all right, Nurkic hurt. Let's wait till next year. All right, CJ hurt. Let's wait till next year. All right, Dame hurt. Let's wait till next year.
They never
put a championship team.
They never roll with the punches. They never all right, Nurkic got hurt. So I'm about to go out there and grab this person. I'm about to make a splash just to,
They blew it up 5 years too late. And now Dame's like, I want to move, and now all of a sudden, and I get it. I don't have a problem with like the new management is like, I got to look out for what's best for the team. But on the flip side, it's like, send this nigga where he want to go.
Right.
Take the L. You're going to be in the draft next year anyway because you're going to get draft picks.
Mm-hmm. Man, OKC got draft picks for days. And
I feel you, Joe.
Shout out to OKC, though. Like, OKC has made it be known. I consider them, if the Warriors are a great organization, OKC is like maybe a step or two beneath them.
Yeah.
Because they've been to the finals. They've been in the playoffs. They know how to draft people.
It's
they know
OKC,
they know how to trade people. It's Oklahoma. This is what's happened since the Seattle Supersonics has went to Oklahoma. They've drafted Kevin Durant. They've drafted Russell Westbrook. They've drafted James Harden. They've drafted Serge Ibaka. They've drafted Nick Collison on a lesser degree, but Nick Collison.
Nick wasn't
no hoe. We ain't there yet.
Oh, we ain't there yet.
Nick wasn't no hoe, bro.
You get rid of Harden and you bring in Kevin Martin, and the only thing that stops you is Golden State. Mm-hmm. Eventually, Kevin Durant leaves through many playoff pushes, deep playoff pushes. You finally lose him. And you get Russell Westbrook, who gives you an MVP historic season with the triple-double. And then you pair him with Carmelo Anthony and Paul George. They still made it to the playoffs. And then you blow it up and you get Chris Paul and you still make it to the playoffs. Yeah. And then you trade him and you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, and y'all still doing.
What's the other dude with the hair?
Dort?
Lou Dort?
Not Lou Dort.
White boy?
Dark black.
Lou Dort probably.
That's his name?
Yeah, he got a longer name, but it's Lou Dort for sure.
Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort.
He was a rookie last year.
Okay. Oh, you talking about Chet Holmgren?
No.
Jalen
Williams.
He's alright.
No, I think he's unorthodox.
He's unorthodox, but he's alright.
But still, it's Oklahoma City.
They've shown that they can put themselves in a position of success.
Right. If you're looking for a model that we should follow, Jesus
Facts.
Christ.
They done been to, like, they know how to do it the right way. Like, all right, if we got to trade for some better players, all right, we've done
And they
that.
still got draft picks, and they're going to have a good squad next year because, like, they pretty cool.
If
like,
they really wanted to, they could get Jaylen Brown.
Mhm.
Put Shea and Jaylen Brown together.
they showing Portland how to do it. Like, Smart Market City with the only
Facts.
professional team there.
Facts.
This is
Back
how you do it.
back to Dame, Joe. I feel you. I love Dame, man. Dame, one of my favorite players ever. I understand what you're saying. Do right by him, but don't do right by him. Only reason I'm saying that I don't want Dame in the East.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to
I
deal
think
with
as a
that.
Cleveland fan,
I don't want to have to
Dame
deal
in the
with
East.
Dame and
When you
Jimmy
say it like
Butler,
that,
bro.
fair,
Like,
When you say it like that, like,
Dame and Jimmy Butler.
Because we already got
We
deal
see
with-
what happened with the Knicks. If the Knicks punked us, Dame and Jimmy,
Bro, with the Browns, the AFC is stacked this year.
me and might retire.
The AFC is stacked this year with the Browns. This shit is crazy.
Of course.
Like,
Have we not seen that in the history of the Browns every time?
well, it was just
There's
the AFC.
always somebody.
It
There's
was
always
the AFC
something.
North, but now all the AFC is just
No, there
stacked.
was John Elway
Oh.
that stopped us quite a few times.
Yeah.
There's always something.
Yeah.
Like,
But when you say it like that, like, don't bring Lillard to
no, facts.
the East because we ain't trying to deal with it. I respect it.
Facts.
Yeah, I feel you because we already
Jimmy
dealing
Butler,
with,
I
Embiid, like the East is where it's at now. Like,
It's gonna
Hot take. Hot take.
but
Hold on,
and it might
come-
even more.
I'm about to come up with a hot take off the top. Like, if you the Nuggets, are you trading Jamal Murray for Damian Lillard?
No,
I would. That's an instant ring.
but look, the East,
Another one.
the East might get even worse because
DJ Khaled.
the East might get even worse because I
Another
think it's been
one.
talked they're gonna do expansion teams in Seattle and Las Vegas. So guess who they probably move to the East in?
What? New Orleans?
No.
Who?
It's more than
Memphis?
likely it's probably Memphis and Minnesota.
I'm okay with that.
Minnesota is. Why would they be on the East though?
They farther east than Louisiana. That's the Midwest. We the Midwest. We like the
Minnesota?
I think the most would
Yeah.
make sense would be between Memphis or
And-
New Orleans.
And not Minnesota.
No.
Yeah, Minnesota, right? Because
I mean, Minnesota's right
you
there.
got Michigan.
I'm sorry,
is-
guys.
but
I haven't
so
been in
is-
geography in a long time.
Because you got Michigan, and you got Wisconsin, and then Minnesota.
I
Minnesota.
feel like that's West.
No, they the Midwest. They went cross.
Oh, wait.
Minneapolis.
If I could put a percentage on it, it'd be like they're 45 on the West, like 55 on the East.
I get what. Okay, I'm looking at it. I kind of see what Jared is saying.
Yeah.
Wisconsin and then Minnesota is like.
I kind of get it.
Yeah, they real close over there. It's like it's not halfway, but they're more on the East than they are on the West.
West, especially.
They're
But I
right.
think Memphis would be the
Memphis is definitely east.
like they would put Memphis on the
East.
East.
Definitely.
What do you consider North Dakota and South Dakota?
It don't matter because they
It's
don't have
considered a
an NBA
West,
team.
right?
Yeah, man. But shout out to the Cavs. Shout out to the Summer League. Y'all doing your thing. We'll see about these expansion teams. Shout out to OKC. Speaking of that, we was talking about KD. Ryan Davis, the comedian, he roast KD because I guess they got into a little bit of
I love
squabble.
it.
He ended up telling KD because I guess KD was saying offense wins championships or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Davis is like, I definitely think it's more defense. Like, you still need defense or whatever, or like the best defensive team. He made a great point, though. The way he broke it down, like the teams who won championships, how good they were at defense. Like, you still need defense to win.
He's right. You need defense to win. However, the game of basketball is putting the ball
Ball to the butt.
the
And he
primary
Yeah.
the primary goal of the game is to put a ball into the hoop.
Yeah.
Like, I do feel like you need defense to win championships, but when a person says offense wins championships, I don't dispute it.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you have to put the ball into the hole. That is the primary objective for basketball, to put the ball into the hole.
I agree. But if you could stop that team from putting the ball,
But that's that. But you said but,
Yeah.
which means it's a secondary. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you can stop them. However, that
You
means
still-
now you need to go score.
score, yeah.
So the primary objective of basketball is to put the ball into the hole and score.
But the thing is, like, KD told him he's like the worst comedian ever or something like that.
Yeah,
So
but
that
we don't already know how KD is though.
yeah. So and that was fooled in the way he broke it down, saying like, well, you was on these teams and these teams, y'all had great like offensive rating, but still lost.
Like,
but then he went to the greatest offensive rated team in the.
But they said, but he also broke it down by like the Warriors were still like good defensively.
They were good defensively, but their
yeah, they were one of the high. No, they were
top 5 defensively.
Yeah.
However, you had 3 of the greatest shooters that have ever lived.
But when you say you still need defense, because when he went to Brooklyn Nets and stuff like that, they had.
However,
and then even with the Suns,
Golden State had 3 of the. Steph Curry isn't known for his defense.
I know, but
Kevin
that's what they
Durant
put people.
isn't known for his defense. Clay is known as a two-way player, but when you think of Clay, you're not thinking defense. Yes, Clay had great defense.
But I think that's just
KD.
defense is overlooked
Yes,
a lot.
KD is an above-average defensive player, but all 3 of those players are known for shooting the ball. So when KD rebuttals offense wins championships, I don't dispute it because he's proven that I have the greatest shooter, I have arguably the second greatest shooter, and I am arguably the best scorer that has ever lived.
That's true, but their defensive rating was good too. That's what
right. But that was a secondary.
But
that was a secondary stat.
But all the people who win had good defensive ratings. Like,
absolutely.
So that's what he's saying.
But let's take it back from outside.
So when you say you need both?
No, you do need both, but I feel like you can get away with a top 10 defense.
Yeah, but
or
you still
a top 15 defense.
A top 10, I don't know top 10, but top 10 out of 32 teams, that's still good. Or 36.
You said what?
32.
32 top 10 out of 32 teams, that's still good.
Yeah, but that's I feel like good.
I don't know. 15,
you can get away. I feel like you can get away with 15.
Who got away with 15?
Let's see. These previous years, Golden State last year, they were.
I think they were still top 10.
They were top 10 defense, but they just got there. No one thought they were going to win last year. I mean, the year before last.
Yeah, I know.
No one thought they were going to because their defense was so bad.
But they were still top 10.
But their offense was better.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the point I'm getting at. Like, yeah, their defense was top 10, but
you still I guess you still need formidable defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's the thing Ryan Davis was trying to say. Like, you still need some defense to do that, and then with the teams who beat him, KD and stuff like that, like Boston last year, they swept them. KD. They swept them.
You talking about in the playoffs? Are you talking about
playoffs? They had great.
Boston beat KD. Oh, you talking about when he was with Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, they swept them and stuff, and then all the other times.
Brooklyn is a bad example for KD. KD didn't do anything wrong in Brooklyn.
I don't know, but the examples he had, it was like, you saw the video, right?
No, I didn't. But I feel like Brooklyn would be a bad example for KD because everything that went wrong in Brooklyn was not KD's
fault. Or
fault.
even like when Jordan three-peated and then three-peated again.
That's a hot take because no one has three-peated since
Or even
Jordan.
The Spurs.
No one has three-peated since Jordan.
Or the Spurs dynasty too. And then even when LeBron was in Miami, like their defense was like off the charts.
But to be fair, LeBron was averaging or dropping 37.
Who wins championships? Like it'll always be the best people most of the time.
And they wouldn't win. LeBron wasn't winning Finals MVP with 15.
And then even with Kawhi,
he had like 35. He had like high digit 20s. He had low digit 40s.
He brought the evidence, bro. You guys, we can watch that.
But there's also more evidence that accredits.
I don't know,
offense.
Man. All right, I got some stats here. So the last 10, I think this is 10, defensive ratings and points per game. You got the Spurs. Their defensive rating was 104.8. They scored 105 points a game in the finals.
Yeah.
Miami 118 defensive rating, 97.9. Golden State 109 defensive rating, 100.7. Cleveland 114.2 defensive rating. 101.9. Toronto 110, 111. Lakers 112, 110. Milwaukee 114. So basically,
and when you say
at the end of the day,
I'm asking, when you say offensive rating,
this is defensive rating.
You know what I'm saying? But you're comparing it to their offensive rating.
I'm just giving you both numbers.
Right. Yeah. So my question is
not offensive rating, but points per game.
So it's the defensive rating versus the offensive points per game. I think that's where the convoluted.
The point I'm trying to make is
that happen. Like you're talking about defense,
or like defense is just as important as offense.
Basically,
what I'm asking is, or I'm trying to figure out is, you're doing a defensive rating versus an offensive point per game versus an offensive rating.
What I'm saying is,
like you're doing a secondary stat versus a primary stat, like points per game.
But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, this trend tends to say that
right.
You have to score, you have to play defense, and you have to score.
It's two different stats going against each other. You're not doing defensive rating versus offensive rating. You're doing defensive rating versus how many points you score.
Right, but what I'm saying is you still have to score a bunch of points.
Defense because there are so many aspects of defense
that are not recorded,
and it's also like you stat defense
I get what you're saying, but
versus putting the ball in the hole.
I get you what you're saying, but I guess they was just trying to like defense is just as important.
I would say I'm saying is
I would say it's 49-51.
No, yeah, that's all the point I was trying to make was that those numbers are very close. But it shows you.
LeBron wouldn't want to ring in Cleveland if it wasn't for defense.
Right, but
the block and the shot were the two most important things in that game.
But it shows that you still have to score
and the stop.
You still got to score a bunch of points, right?
And the shot,
and then the stop from Kevin Love.
So what I'm trying to say is both people.
On
what I'm saying is both people are right though, because
that stop is not as iconic.
It's not,
and that's what I'm saying.
But that's what we say. Though.
When you think,
but he was covering Curry.
Fuck my dreams. That's what you don't think.
When you think of the Cleveland Cavaliers ring, you think of LeBron James blocking Iggy, and you think of Kyrie busting that three.
But I think that's one of those underrated things. Nobody thinks the Kevin Love stop.
And that's what that's what I feel about defense. Like it's so hard to gauge defense, and it's it's easier to gauge offense.
Yeah, and I think that's why, like, I guess Draymond gets lifted up so much because it's like a lot of intangibles.
I don't want him to tweet about me. So what's next up, Fred?
They put something like this your teammate, but they was playing some song. I forgot what it was.
Donkey Cake.
But what we got next up?
Was Angel Reese is having the best offseason ever. Shout out to her, LSU got that NCAA tournament ring. She just was like did the first pitch at her recent hometown for the Baltimore Orioles. She been showing up so many things. She was at the ESPYs. I forgot, like so many events and stuff like that. Like, so shout out to her, man. Like, she doing the thing, for real. Video shoots. She's in like artist videos. Like, she been having
shout out to her. Shout out to
the rest of the
her and Tia Cooper living a life together right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, man.
She having
like the narrative
photo shoots, magazine covers, what you call them, spreads.
Like the narrative that women's sports can't get numbers is.
I pray that is. Yeah, I pray.
Progression.
I pray that it go up.
3-point shootout for the
Ionesco.
She made the most 3-point buckets in the shootout.
Man or woman.
Ever.
And that's why I say
that was crazy.
The narrative that women's sports ain't, is progressing forward, and I can't wait to see what it looks like in the
hopefully for real, because I'm gonna be honest with you. WNBA don't be that entertaining to me, but there's definitely talent there.
Absolutely.
But I watch women's sports, like
tennis.
I like watching tennis. I watch their, especially Olympics.
Yeah, Olympics.
I watch the soccer. The women's soccer, they be beasts. Too. Gymnastics. So we do support, bro. Let's not get it twisted that men don't support, women's sports, but it got to do. you know, it'll get there. Definitely. And I hope it is trending up, man, because, hey, they got talent too, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Angel Reese. Moving on, Perion Winfrey, defensive tackle for Cleveland Browns. He gets cut for the Cleveland Browns. If you don't know, like, he's been having trouble with the Browns. He's been caught at the clubs many times or something like that. Was it him?
Yeah, he's actually had a couple instances. I believe that's why he dropped in the draft too, was because of off-field issues or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'll look at it as,
but
he should have had some real people in his corner. Like,
facts.
These issues, and for you to get away with these issues, are only allotted for the top 10%.
But this time, because it was recorded of him having this altercation with this white woman.
Don't
whatever,
matter.
but
if you're not the top 10%, you can't
or threaten this woman.
You can't afford to put yourself in these positions.
Mm-hmm.
And someone should have told him that, like, look, you're a great football player. You done made it to the NFL. However, like, if you want to continue to be successful, you gotta let this shit go.
Move smooth.
You feel me?
Like, honestly.
Get
and
you
the thing
buffers,
about it
man.
is, like, what I hate is, like, this all stemmed this last incident from a white woman who submitted, like, bruh. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, bruh, like, why? Like, it's not even worth it. Like, for real. Like,
median.
Definitely.
Wow. What's next up?
So Carlee Russell's been in the news of the week. You know, have heard of Carlee Russell? She was this girl who made national attention for being missing. Was everywhere. It's like the first time you see a black woman who went missing, you saw it on national news, everywhere. She ends up being at home. Find her home. Says she was abducted by a man with a bald spot and orange hair, and they fed her Cheetos and stuff like that.
Chester Cheetahs?
But when people start questioning it, when they saw her pulling up, running to the house, like she wasn't running at first, and then the last few minutes she was running, waving her head, hands and stuff like that, like she was trying to make it a fake, like running down the street. And that's when people start questioning it. And I guess she appeared like half naked or something like that.
A Smollett production.
But anyway, she disappeared when she made a 911 call saying she seen a toddler on the side of the road, and this toddler supposedly went 600 yards. 6 football fields. Like, bruh, sign that nigga to Alabama. Like, for real. Or OSU.
Right.
Prospect.
Like, for real. If a toddler goes 600 yards, like, walks straight from 600 yards. Oh, whatever. But during the investigation, they found out she made several Google searches about how to steal from the cash register.
Clear your
like
cash.
Stuff about
Clear your cash.
That's not even going to work with Google. Like
she got fired from her job. She
got fired from her job. She can't be a nurse. Something about this. All this happened because she wanted, I guess, some me time, or was trying to see somebody go to the Nashville concert, Beyonce concert, or something like that. Like, why don't you just tell your peeps, like, I'm just going away? Like, I don't know. Maybe she couldn't take off, but like, hey, if you've been trying to go to that Beyonce concert, you should have just took off. Like,
better arrangements.
Make better arrangements, yeah, beforehand. It's just sad that the fact that it came to this once a black woman missing case finally got this national attention, it just ended up being a joke. That's what it's looking like, you know. Mm-hmm. And this was happening in Hoover, Birmingham, Alabama. So that's what's crazy. So yeah, like, so everybody's making jokes. People are feeling like bad, like, dang, like I said, at the same time, a black woman goes missing, gets national televised, they end up just being like this. Nobody's going to listen to it again. I mean, I hope that's not the case. I hope the whole world still pays attention to these other 1,300, 1,600 missing black women.
Man.
You know, like, it shouldn't stop. But Carlee girl, what were you thinking?
Right.
Who is like her Google searches was like, how old you have to be for an Amber Alert or something like that. What's the prison time? It was, man, the Google searches were wild. Like, you could have been incognito or not. Like, they were still with Like, that wasn't going to help. Like, honestly, incognito only helps for your spouse, not for police and the feds. So, yeah, man, what's your guys' thoughts on this?
Man, there you hit it on there, my guy.
Like, This is just, I mean, it's low key funny, but it's at the same time it's sad. Like I want to laugh real loud, but like, bro, like you didn't even have to do all this, bro. Now you face prison time. Now you got to face the consequences of your actions. So
consequences.
I love them.
I'm trying to look for her Google searches. It's just wild, like for real. But that's been the main topic of this week. So,
what we got next up?
Hold on, I'm about to say her Google searches. Whatever, I can't find it. But next up, so apparently some dudes was killed in the sundown town in Mississippi over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. So, give me a second. I gotta pull it back up. Yeah. So basically, there has been a kind of a wave of people missing from Taylorsville, Mississippi, and they're black men. And the first guy was Rasheem Carter. He went missing, and basically somebody caught him on their deer cam running from some Caucasian men or whatever, because he had been missing for a while. And this evidence came out because when they actually found his remains, all they found was his spine and his head.
That is dark.
Yeah, exactly. And then there was another young black man who came out with a story saying that he was kidnapped from a Quick Mart or whatever. Got through into a truck. He was getting off of work or whatever. Got through into a truck, and they made him. I think he said it was 3 or 4 Caucasian men. Took his shoes off, made him run until he couldn't run anymore, and they chased him and laughed, made fun of him the whole time in a pickup truck. And then after he couldn't run anymore, they sicked the dogs on him.
That's what I'm about to say. That's what it sounds
yeah,
like.
And basically the dogs, bit him and everything. And good thing he thought about it. Like, man, it seems like they chased me in a certain direction or whatever to get, basically he felt like they was chasing him somewhere else with a bunch of other people to get. So he kind of split off and somehow got in the woods to hide or whatever. And I think they found him a couple days later. He had a broken arm, broken leg. He got beat up pretty bad. And when he went to the cops, basically they was just like, yeah, there's nothing we can do. And what did you do to these people to make them, do this to you or whatever?
Wow.
So he's not getting no help from that. But from what I heard, the FBI is doing an investigation into that police force that did to what happened there. But, just putting that out there to let y'all know this stuff still happens, bro. Like, this stuff still be going on, in various states, man. I'm not going to say it's just the South. It's going on all around the world. So,
Ohio got
just keep
this
yourself
town here, Hilltown.
Yeah, just keep yourself aware, know where you're going. If you live in these areas, man, just keep your eyes open and always keep your head on swivel, know what's happening, man. So, I pray that for Rasheem's family.
Before it got used, stay woke.
Right,
by the
facts.
Conservatives, the right terminology for woke, like stay woke when you're in these places.
So, we pray for Rasheem Carter's family, and then the other guy, man, we pray you get a speedy recovery and you get justice. So, just so putting that out there, be careful when y'all go, certain places. Know what's happening around you, man. Keep an eye out on your surroundings.
So the Emmy released their nominations for this past, show season, or whatever. And once again, Snowfall got no nominations. Not for.
Why they hate so much on this show? Like, what?
I do not know. I did not like. That's why they say it's just generations The Wire, because The Wire was so good it never won any type of awards. Even though now you see all the HBO shows get awards, but before that, between 2004 or whatever it was out, whatever, and he showed nothing.
Nothing.
Man, it's crazy. What's my man's name?
Damson Idris or Franklin Saint.
Man.
He put on the clinic.
Period.
He definitely put on the acting clinic for this. So, and he didn't get not one award. At least he could have got a nomination for Best Actor. And I say too, because the dude Jerome, he been doing I forgot his real name. He been doing this thing for a couple of seasons now too.
Like we was talking about in the pregame, bro. It's about the safety, man. It's the safety.
It's not safety. Yeah, and that's what some people saying. Like, because the show's based on like most of this is a CIA agent dude dropping on drugs in the hood, and that's how like the crack epidemic
the wrong
started.
kind of exposure and imagery you want to portray for certain shit in the show.
Because we was talking about too, like Abbott Elementary got a lot of nominations, but that's like it's good and it's funny, but it is a safe show.
I was about to say, it's real safe.
It's really safe, yeah. But extremely safe.
I just don't get it. Like, this show has been immaculate. The acting for the most part has been above par.
Definitely.
And it just gives you a light. In that last episode, it wasn't a typical, all right, he gets shot, he get killed, someone get put on in charge, and the cycle keeps going type of ending. Like,
he basically became a product of his own community he created, basically. And then we see that destruction of himself. It's like a fate worse than that. Somebody just the drug dealer just get killed or in jail. Like, this dude just like lost his shit for real, but he's still there, still living, but just as
he would consider himself free.
Yeah.
I'm free.
Right.
To do what I need to do.
I'm free from everything. There's no chains on me. And he did it his way. That's what he sees it as. It's sad, but it's just that's what he
reality
sees it as. But like, yeah, he put on even cinematography. And I heard like Better Call Saul got snubbed a lot too. But like, how's this not even up there for cinematography? Because like some of the cinematography and the angles and shots they be taking be extremely dope. Like, honestly, for real. I'm just thinking of like the scene with like telling Todd, cook, nigga, and how they had that camera angle like it's from the stove and stuff like that. Like, it's just like so many instances there, like so many one takes or one shots that they do. It just I don't get it. I don't get it. The next thing is the writers and actors strike. I don't know, because John said he wanted to talk about this too. So
yeah.
I'm gonna stop.
You good. So like from like period, the whole Hollywood.
So yeah, Hollywood. So the actors on strike now. The main reason why they got on strike is because they heard about, I guess, like them using AI for people in the background and things of that nature. Like this one show, I forgot what it was, but everybody got scanned and stuff without consent. So now, if you know, it sounds like the
Black Mirror
stuff is going on, the digital imagery and things. So that's what that got. And then also from the residuals that's being paid from these actors, like Orange is the New Black. They said one season actually got more views than Game of Thrones, like at its peak. But this one girl was like, well, I only got paid like 81 cents for like my residuals, and I'm in the background.
Yeah.
So like, what's going on? And it's just like money. I guess you say Hollywood makes its money, but it's going to the wrong place because you got these execs and things of that nature making like 200 mil, 100 mil a year, 300, maybe even 400 mil a year. But that could have been to like some of these actors and stuff like that, actresses who just be in the background or things of that nature.
I get it. You want to make the most money, but I still feel like you can make the most money and pay your writers and your actors.
And that's what I'm saying. They gotta come down on there when they get the CEOs and these execs, because like, yeah, okay, leadership of the company, but they're not making anything. Right. They're not behind the creative muscle behind it, things of that nature.
You just found them.
And with the writers, I guess the writers, they're not getting enough residuals and stuff like that for streaming or any for streaming. They're just getting one payout and that's it, supposedly. And I feel like that's what makes the show great. You can have all the best acting and the best visual effects in the world, but the writing
gotta make sense.
Yeah, last season of Game of Thrones, like everything was good, but the writing, and you see how people think about that. The story gotta make sense. So Hollywood,
and that's what these people get paid for. You know, but if you don't want to, you got to take care of your shoulders, bruh.
Yeah,
It's always somebody think they mean more than the people, somebody else.
Because I found you, I mean more to the company than you actually putting in the leg work.
Right. That makes sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, these execs make too much money, and I know it's a different industry, but I was saying this in pre-pro too. Like Nintendo, you can still correlate that because video game up there with money they make and all they do. Like the video game industry is like so. Like Bobby Kotick, he's like the CEO of Activision, who now just got acquired by Microsoft. But as the CEO of Activision, people make Call of Duty back in the day, Guitar Hero, Tony Hawk, or something like that. He makes like $400 million a year. So you know how much the CEO of Nintendo makes? $2.5 million.
That's culture too, though.
That's culture too. But and then when Nintendo, they want to like make sure all of their expenses go into the games, like for real, like, and that's what they do. Like, what does the CEO needs to do with $400 million a year? Like, it's not they're not even a doctor, and I feel like doctors are, even though they make enough, but they deserve that much,
right? Because without them,
lives.
would this really be going on?
Right.
Really?
Right. So just pay y'all people, man. And now it's looking like we're not going to have shows and stuff. They said like this upcoming season, this upcoming fall, any new shows. They ain't saying anything about movies, but we'll see. But we know for a fact the show me and John watched, Evil. And then The Boys, they said it's been delayed indefinitely because they want to.
Are you kidding?
They want to stay in solidarity with the writers before even the actor strike. Yeah. The only new show that's still filming, they say, is House of the Dragon because they're part of a different union because most of those actors and actresses are in the UK.
Scrubs.
Yeah.
What about Evil? You said something about Evil.
Well, it's been delayed because of the writer's strike, and it might be delayed even more because of the actor's strike. So
great.
So yeah, there's tons of shows for real.
Let's go.
So Spider-Man 2 for PS5, it released a new story trailer. It's looking really good, man. I can't wait. Honestly, it looks like, I don't know. I'm just super hyped for this. Like, I already pre-ordered it. I can't wait for October 20th. It looks good. Shout out to Insomniac, man. They been doing their thing for the PS5 for real. Probably the only PlayStation studio they've been doing their thing for the PS5. Like, they released like 3 games. They did like the Nas. Like, they released like 3 games in 3 years. Because 2023, yeah, 3 games in like 3 years. So shout out to them.
I'm excited for it. I'm a 2K guy, but love me a good Spider-Man adventure game. Like Spider-Man, he been doing that thing. Shout out to Marvel. I think they're coming out with a Black Panther, Captain America movie.
Yeah,
a game.
They coming out with 2. They're coming out with a Black Panther game and then another one. Game with Black Panther and Captain America in it.
And I'm pretty excited for it.
I hope it's good. I'm gonna be honest, I hope it's good. It's EA.
Spider-Man is like, I'm not saying it's easy to do, but I can swing on webs to get where I need to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to make it fun.
Yeah, like not Iron Man, Black Panther. Don't tell me I gotta run from one city to another city. Ain't nobody gonna worry about that.
Right. And it's interesting because
just the aesthetics of it, like, let's just say you even make them like jump from tree to tree. Like, Spider-Man, he's web slinging, like, you traveling pretty fast.
Yeah.
I'm just jumping, like.
It depends how they do it. It might be like something like how they do Batman with the Arkham series, like one location or something like that.
But he still had a Batmobile though.
In the last one, the other 2, the first 2, he didn't.
What he was using?
He was just gliding the grappling hook. And then the first one was just an Arkham Asylum. But they made it like kind of expansive. Like, it was like 3 different sections in the whole island.
I got confidence.
Yeah.
I got confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do it good because EA actually.
Yeah,
they make pretty good games, but man, I would have loved to see the Insomniac version of Black Panther.
Yeah. Well, Insomniac doing Wolverine, so
that's gonna be
that's easy. Wolverine, like, that's easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, but it's still gonna be dope.
It was. I
they haven't did
I enjoyed it.
Well, no, yeah, the last one, but it's just like, you know, with superhero properties for the past, they know they've been pretty bad. It wasn't until Batman Arkham Asylum they was like, oh.
I'm just talking about specifically Wolverine, like, you know.
It was straight, you know. It was
Yeah,
cool.
I played it, like, it was cool.
Mm-hmm. It reminded me of God of War.
Yeah.
Old school God of War. So.
Well, you know, we'll see. Shout out. I'm excited. I can't wait to play it. Like, I hope Miles has to fight Peter.
I
think
like
Peter is Venom.
From the logo. I think with the trailer though, it might be Harry Osborn.
Yeah, people saying it's
But
Harry,
Peter's
but it
still
seems
gonna turn
like
into
Peter.
Venom, though.
Well, he gonna do the symbiote.
Yeah, well, not, excuse me, I didn't mean to say Venom, but he still gonna get the black.
suit and be like a dick.
Right.
Can we please get a dance scene?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm calling it. They're gonna have a dance scene. They're gonna play Amish because that's the corniest shit.
Or they're gonna do they definitely gonna do shit with Shocker and the black symbiote suit. Shocker, like they said for the old animated series.
Yeah.
They have to do that. They have to do their scene or something.
But I'm excited for it.
He said that was the
But
corniest.
to your point, like, I think Miles is going to have to fight him because if you see when they make the logo like be gathered together, and you see like the symbiote taking over. Then you see the electricity like spreading apart, like his venom powers, like the color of that. So I think that's going to be like how he gets out of that shit. I don't know. We'll see. I can't wait to see what other villains are in here, stuff like that. I know you didn't play the DLC. Did you play the DLC? So you know the cop that he was working with, she turns into Ray.
Yes.
Or whatever. Oh, so it's been shots like that.
I played the whole game.
Okay. Yeah, so to see like what happens with that too, and just so many things. Oh, Mysterio in there. I do, honestly. Or Green Goblin if he makes appearance.
Right? Mysterio is the penguin of the.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
You got Kraven,
Raven.
you got Venom, you got Green Goblin, you got Hobgoblin, you got Electro, you got I'll put the Vulture in there right now. Doc Ock, Vulture.
Sandman.
You feel me? Like
The Mysterio?
Mysterio's bottom tier.
No.
He's C-list.
No. I do make a point because John, you said the other week like he's like Scarecrow. I get you there.
Yeah.
I don't even put
Scarecrow actually got a toxin though.
Right.
He's just use illusions.
Oh my goodness.
David Blaine is really the Mysterio.
He's really a legit magician. You want to watch me pull a rabbit out my hat?
But instead of a rabbit, it's a button.
I can just
rock
see
the button.
Batman punching right through that.
Big glass.
Let's see. What's next up?
I've got Invisible Season 2 trailer had dropped.
That shit, I'm excited. Well, I mean, for real, as far as Invincible goes,
I've been
like,
waiting.
It's been about
I've
the
been
time,
waiting,
but
man.
Invincible really, like, for me, like, I'm an anime guy. I love Japanese animation. Like, we gonna get to it later, but they know how to make anything watchable in animation adaptation. And I felt that way with Invincible. Like,
Yeah.
Consequences, Omni-Man,
Mm-hmm.
took out the whole Justice League because I was about to be very disappointed. Like, this is
That
like
first episode,
like I'm
what
like,
is this show?
is this really the great value Walmart Justice League? And then next thing you know, Omni-Man just goes on a duffing spree.
And it takes
Like,
him out. And you just like, yo, what?
Flash dead.
So where's the show going?
Batman dead. Aquaman dead. The nigga that's closest to Superman dead. Like,
Brought him back, body him again.
Oh, the Abraham dude, yeah.
he took his son.
Yeah.
He took his son and took him in a subway and just crushed a subway
Yeah.
with his
Yeah.
body.
Face.
Like, just imagine being his son, just like, what the fuck, this shit hurt. Oh my God, there are people on my left and right just dying.
Yeah. That shit
In
was
4K.
crazy. Yeah. In 4K. Shout out to the cast. The cast seems like super stock. The voice cast stacked. Like,
That's what happens when you get paid.
Yeah. Like, for real. Like, I know, yeah, this shit ain't affecting animation. It's not.
Because that's the only thing I really watch now because it's the only thing rolling.
Yeah. Shit definitely not
I
affecting
love anime. Shout out to anime.
And, video games, like, they pay their folks. So,
That's wild.
Take care of your shooters.
yeah. Shout out to Invincible 2. I guess this is the weekend that Barbie and Oppenheimer both releases. I think people is making a culture thing
Cap.
to go to Barbie and then go see Oppenheimer. As there's been many people seeing that. It seems like Barbie's going to be tracking to be the number one though.
Yeah.
Because so
To
many
America.
more. See, but I heard Barbie is actually pretty good. I ain't going in pink to see it or anything, you know. But they say Ryan Gosling does his thing.
He's
like he's like funny.
Oh, I believe that.
I
Ryan
believe that from
Gosling.
like the questions he said, like
He was destined to be Ken.
bruh, he said he saw a Ken doll on the ground facing the dirt with like living beside it. He's like, his story must be told.
And I believe that. and I believe that. I believe that coming from him. That's why he's gonna be immortally known as Ken. He was made for that.
He said his story must be told. Like all the questions, like all the interviews and stuff. He's just like.
There was one where it was like the dude that played Freddy on Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Freddy walked so Ken could run.
Oh, wow.
Bro, what was the preview? It said, like, what are your skills to Ken? Beach? My skills are just beach.
Right.
This isn't my story. This is Barbie's story. I'm Ken. I am him.
I'm him. I'm here.
The story
Timothy.
must be told.
Timothy!
Timothy.
Bro, that shit is just funny.
Timothy. I am Ken. I am
But
him.
Oppenheimer, people say, you know, it's the
I
best
love
movie
it,
they've seen in
dude.
5 years. I'm still skeptical about it. Like, it's just a biopic about dude making a bomb. Like, how interesting you gonna make it? Like, it's no, I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, the dialogue got to be on point, man. Like some Quentin Tarantino stuff, because like Quentin Tarantino made a movie about niggas just being in the cabin for a couple of hours and just
Sit that shit.
shit that is still entertaining.
That's why I say Oppenheimer is Cappenheimer because it ain't shit to buy out some motherfucking seats, bro.
Yeah, people saying like it's good though. So
Theater
we'll
sold
see.
out. Nobody
Theater
got it.
sold out, but they got the tickets bought, and I'm gonna
But,
just
hey,
like review.
WB did both of the movies, so hopefully they
You
go.
said they 50 Cent. They
They
doing
hope-
the 50 Cent Ja
Well,
Rule.
you know WB, they trying to get out of debt, so
Whatever it
it's hopefully
takes.
this weekend deal with them. So both movies.
How
are
can
tracking
something like
good.
that get into debt? How can Warner Brothers get into debt, girl?
That's what they saying. Like that's
Like-
what, what's his name? Christopher Nolan said he was surprised or upset with WB. How you release both of these movies the same weekend?
Right. But you ain't dead.
Yeah, and then the marketing behind the Barbie movie, I forgot how many hundreds of millions they spent on that.
You know what
Crazy.
turned me off from the Barbie movie? I seen a picture of John Cena
The
with a
Barbie
blonde wig
movie?
on. That's
Yeah,
what turned. Yeah, true.
That's what turned me off from
That's
the Barbie
true.
movie.
But I got a daughter, so
Fair.
she's pretty excited. But then I seen John Cena in the wig.
I think
blonde
it's
wig,
pretty-
And I was like, okay, dude.
It's pretty adult. I mean, yeah, I
You
saw the
just
preview,
do anything.
and I saw Will Ferrell in there too, because I guess she comes from the real world.
Who? Will Ferrell, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, not Will Ferrell. Will
I
Ferrell.
can see him doing something like that though. But
He did it in the Lego movie. 'Cause then y'all didn't know.
Peacemaker in a Barbie movie.
Peacemaker. No, I'm saying Will Ferrell.
I'm saying John Cena's in the Barbie movie
Yeah.
with a
lot of
blonde
people-
with a blonde wig on.
If I want to see it for Issa Rae. She in there too.
Oh, is
Shout
she?
out to her. Shout out to Issa Rae. She had an awesome summer. She was in Across the Spider-Verse, and now she in the Barbie movie. Shout out to her. 2 big movies.
Right.
But it seems like the flops of June are over, you know. Well, especially with Mission Impossible.
But what's next up?
They said Blue Beetle.
It's tracking to like 12, 13
Yeah,
million.
that's
It's looking
crazy.
bad. That's what I was going to say. Like, even though that's good for WB, DC movies are still looking bad to be tracking. So,
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a slow grind with DC. They're gonna have to really prove their worth.
that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe that Superman Legacy that James Gunn does, that maybe switching around.
Right.
Because James Gunn, he's been on the road too.
I think Blue Beetle's gonna surprise people,
Hopefully it does, but it's tracking to not
but I
too
think
much.
I feel like the numbers might not be it, but I do low key feel like it might surprise.
But they probably just do it for pre-order sales. That's how they tracking it. So a lot of people don't pre-order. Like, I mean, it depends what it is.
Right.
For in-game, yes, it was a lot of pre-orders. But like for a regular superhero movie, they're not gonna be that much pre-orders. But shout out to Barbie and Oppenheimer. Having good weekends. But what are you guys watching?
Secret Invasion.
Anime
I need-
and Secret Invasion.
I still been watching Warrior. I just finished The Bear season 2. Have y'all finished that yet?
I've never even watched the first season.
Bruh, y'all gotta see The Bear season, or y'all gotta see the Christmas episode with his family. Like, dude's family, I can see why is the way he is, why he is all this trauma. Like that Christmas episode, crazy as fuck. On top of that, it was like a star-studded event. Like the people in his family, like Jamie Lee Curtis plays his mom or whatever, and the dude from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad plays like his stepdad. It was just like so many other people. The lady from American Horror Story, she was like his cousin. It was so many.
What
people.
happened to that series?
I don't know. That shit
Ran out
fell
of
off.
content, man.
Right.
That shit
Ran
fell
out
off.
of content.
But the bear been pretty good.
What is the bear about?
Restaurant.
He a chef?
He a chef.
He a chef.
So his brother left him the restaurant. His brother just died. Left him the restaurant. Did he leave him to him, or he just decided to take it over? And he like
It was.
he went to culinary school, like, and he's like that dude. He worked at some of the top restaurants in the world, Michelin star, stuff like that. And he decided to want to take over his brother's restaurant, which is just a sandwich shop in Chicago, but he's trying to make it better.
Come to find out, the dude was already in some shit already.
He was in some debt, and
Because
then
his cousin, I think his cousin had something to do with the shit too, the debt shit or whatever. Also,
yeah, his cousin, and then like his brother, like what you see in the second season, he was always this dude with like business plans and stuff like that, but never went through with it. He only moved from one thing to the next and stuff like that, and he was also in a lot of debt too.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's stressful too. It makes me never want to get in the restaurant business though. Like people always say that's like the hardest business to get into. And,
Yeah.
it makes you realize
So
why.
many athletes and
Factors.
stuff like that have failed trying to open restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, like restaurant business, most failed restaurants, like a lot of shit, even though it'd be good as fuck, it's not going to survive like within a year. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
This shit is just like, but the whole environment.
Get it while it's hot.
The whole environment and stuff, just being at service and stuff.
gotta be built for it.
You definitely got to be built for it and gotta love that shit. And like,
Yup.
it. Like I just love
Passion.
taking people.
Passion.
I just love taking care of people.
Yeah.
You got to be like that.
Hospitality.
But he's also dealing with trauma and stuff for like his family and things of that nature and stuff he went on in the past. It's just, yeah. But it's good though.
Me, what I'm watching, I've been really on my anime. Shout out to the Jujutsu Kaisen, our anime lovers, Gojo Dead. Spoilers. What else I've been watching? Man, for real, I ain't really been watching too much. Man. I plan on watching They Clone Tyrone.
Yeah.
Once this podcast over, we're pushing it live today. But that's pretty much what I've been watching. That it's just one anime. This is what I mean by Japanese cartoons. Like they really make you watch it, and it's just like it's just one show. I forgot what it's called. It start with a D. What's it? The
Dragon Dangan Grenopia.
long story short, it's these high schools. It's these kids that have been put into a high school, and the only way they can get out if they murder everybody, and they got to figure out who murdered whom. And it is just wild.
There's consequences.
But that's what I've been watching.
Yeah, I watched Secret Invasion. I started watching The Rookie again. That's a good,
That's what
funny cop show if you into
Nate
stuff like that.
DeFillion.
Yeah. If you into stuff like that, that's pretty good. Pretty much, man, that's been it, man. You know, I watched my SmackDown and my Raw every week, or I try.
Yeah, I've been watching Keeping Up with Warrior.
What else I've been watching? I just saw. I broke down and just bought it. GOTG. I'm sorry, 3. Guardians of the Galaxy. I seen that.
Yeah, that is.
I seen that. That was pretty good.
I heard
That's
that was
pretty good.
I'm waiting for it to come out.
I watched that. And what else? That's about it, man. I don't really have no, like, right now it's really nothing like episodic, going on that, series wise that's
Except for Secret
that I really
Invasion.
watch. Yeah, except Secret Invasion right
There's
now.
only one more episode left for that.
Yeah.
How many episodes was it?
It's only gonna be 6.
Yeah. It's like what was that? Captain America or what was it?
Yeah.
Bucky and
Winter Soldier.
and Falcon the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. The only episode thing I've been keeping up, like I said, was Warrior. That's been like this season been pretty good, but I'm just scared because it might get canceled because like nobody's talking about it. Because
Yeah.
WB and HBO, they be doing that shit in a minute
Yeah.
for real. So that's why I'm just scared.
It took so long to bring it back, man. Sometimes
That
it
happens.
just fucking fizzled, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But hopefully,
Good
and
show.
they're not even promoting like it should be. Like, it
Yup.
don't even bring it
Good
like on
show.
the front page for like a while. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, maybe it's been getting a little bit. But yeah, it's been like really good this season so far. Yeah, I think that's all I've been watching.
Okay, what's next up?
I think that's about it, Fred.
Okay.
So, John, moral of the story?
Moral of the story: keep your eyes open, watch your surroundings.
Do your research.
Yeah, do your research.
Do your research when going someplace.
Hey, Carlee did it.
Ah!
The sassy trucker did.
She said she Googled need to pay max age for an Amber Alert. Yeah, how much you pay for that? How to take money for the register without being caught. One-way bus ticket to Nashville. And then also she Googled the movie Taken.
Crazy.
No, and then people found her Twitter too. And people found her Twitter just been commenting on stuff, and she said, "Oh, my favorite movie, you want to take it too," and all this other stuff, bruh.
Not take it, bruh. She,
Bruh, they be flaming her. Like,
bruh, what?
Yeah. They found her Twitter and it just like retweeting stuff, like commenting stuff. It's hilarious. Yeah, we are very unserious people. Very, very unserious.
He didn't even like black people.
Chuck, moral of the story.
Got to be careful out here. Watch how you move. Got to be careful out here, man. It's like this. Everything's been going on lately. Like, you got to realize they don't play that shit.
Right.
They do not play that shit.
And there's been so much cap.
Joe, moral of the story.
Moral of the story: be you. We always have a problem when we try not to be what we're supposed to be, and that's you.
It's cheaper to be yourself.
Right.
Be you, unless you want to
Moral
look
of
up
the
Take
story,
It
man.
and Google how to steal money out of register.
We got to be better. If we want to break the cycles, we got to be better.
Right.
It ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
Shout out to Kratos, man. We must be better.
Black response.
That was pretty good.
Bust.